Okay. I'm gonna have to do some slight adjusting at the start of this because I wanted to get everyone underway, but I think we are live and ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna need to pause everyone except PsyMar until their stream catches up. Looks like they're starting with the tower key. That's interesting. That puts everyone about at the same place. Maybe a couple seconds off, it'll be okay. Everything looks pretty well lined up, so that's not too bad. Maybe a little bit on PsyMar's screen needs to be adjusted, but I'll get to that in a second. Oh boy. Everyone going off in different directions. Where's my little tracker? Here we go. And I am taking nwalmes. Oh, they have music off. Never mind, we're going to take PsyMar's music. Let me just switch that real quick. There we go. Now just a couple quick adjustments to PsyMar's. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Not perfect, but good enough. Anyway. So, we see PsyMar actually making a very interesting play, going into Avalon Castle early. That's quite bold, I would say. I didn't see what his second character was, but hey, Tarasu. Let's see here. Having difficulty trying to figure out how to get to the chest. Yeah, Avalon Castle can be pretty difficult to go to if you don't know the layout very well. Meanwhile, we have Hades taking a more traditional looting of Dampian. And we have, let's see here, ooh, life potions for selling Kaipo, and nwalme is just going around and shopping in Toria. Oh, they got a Rosa. Okay. I'm gonna be interested in seeing how this plays out for PsyMar, because unless they have an hourglass, it's okay, they're leaving. I was scared for their safety because those encounters hit very, very hard. Tarasu, how's the game balance? Do I need to adjust anything? I'm probably a little bit loud on the comms. Just let me know. Tinglenator also hitting up the Dampian basement while Hades is actually going into Antlion. He might give us our first key item check. Great. Glad the audio is working well. PsyMar is... it may be dropping a few frames right now, so I am going to quickly switch over to someone else's audio. Let's go with Hades. He's about to show us some interesting stuff. But yeah, Palom and Rosa, I mean, I saw someone get a heroine robe. I think that was PsyMar in the Ablon. Just a second. Yeah, in Eblon Castle, so... that would be a very... we could get a early Zerka Rosa, which would always be nice. Switch over to Hades. There we go. D-Lunars. He's got a Cure 3, which would take care of one of them if he wants, but... meanwhile, Tinglenator is fighting an Antlion and getting a second Rosa on Hobbs. Should probably be in the back row right now. Yeah, back row for that Antlion would just be the little bit you needed to work this out, I think. Hades is just using spells to get through the Lunars. It looks like he'll get through there pretty easily, and Nwalme is right behind him. Should be just fine. PsyMar put that heroine robe on, which could be really useful. Just depends if he finds some good arrows. Hey, Flurry. Yeah. Age of the Rosa start. It's actually a Palom and Rosa, so a pretty decent team if they can just get a couple levels going. Hopefully Hades knows that he can... Ooh. Coming a little bit close, while nwalme uses a big bomb to cut the timing quite significantly, but also seems like Tinglenator got his, oh man, early half-a-go mode. Both nwalme and Hades getting their Legend Sword. That's 1/4 of what we need to be able to fight Zeromus. And Tinglenator will be joining them in Antlion Cave before long, so... yeah, this is quite friendly from the other ones I've watched. But we also didn't have Kobahi come into the room and start meddling with things, so maybe that's the difference. nwalme heading up Hobbs, going to see that Rosa. Looks like he's also going to take on Antlion. Can't blame anyone. I mean, this Antlion is not that scary if you're in the back row. PsyMar joining everyone in Antlion. So that early looting of Eblon Castle with that heroine robe could prove quite a difference maker if he finds something really powerful for Rosa to use, like a lunar or power staff or just a better bow. Oh no. No. PsyMar just changed his hands with his arrows, so now he's going to do even less damage with his short bow and iron arrows. You have to put the arrows in your... Ouch. Oh yeah, I need to start the timer, my bad. Let me see what the time's at. It's at 10 minutes 30 seconds. That didn't work. There we go. Timer's a little bit ahead, but it'll be fine. So we've got basically everyone heading over to football, which just a pretty standard opening. The only big play we found so far is PsyMar looting some of Eblan Castle and getting that heroine robe. Mom Bomb here isn't that bad, especially if you have your characters in the back row. You've got 2 white mages, it'll be good. PsyMar not taking out the Lunars fast enough and getting breath. Ouch. I don't think he actually has any ability to recover his characters at this point, so this might be a reset for PsyMar. Tinglenator getting through our Mom Bomb fight pretty quickly, so we'll be able to see what the item is here. I mixed the item because I looked away, but Hades will give me the item in just a second. Let's see here. PsyMar trying the Grimoire, hoping for the Bahamut or the Leviathan, and just unfortunately didn't get it. Sand Ruby. Okay. Putting some more characters on the tables for our runners. Oh no, PsyMar didn't save! Ouch. Oh. Yeah, this has been a rough start for PsyMar. It happens to the best of us. I've seen a lot of good runners lose a lot of progress, but oh man, you gotta make sure to save. I didn't see who was... Ooh, we've got an edge in the bed too. So this seed has been kind so far. There could still be a... We haven't found out if we're doing hook or magma key yet, but I assume someone's going to head over to Baron Inn or Ordeals next and give us our answer. Yeah, it's a really nasty thing when you think you've saved but you haven't. We've got a Yang guarded by one of the Mylons. Mine on Z, this will be easy. Edge can probably one-shot it. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. I mean, there's been times where I've forgotten to save, like on the moon or something, and it's just a killer. Hades actually just tried to back row glitch his Edge there, but Edge is kind of unique because he has two weapons, so you have to put it in his dominant hand, his right hand, for the back row glitch to take effect. So I don't know if he realizes that, but that could lead to trouble later if he thinks he's back row glitched. Meanwhile, we see a pretty free boss in the karate spot. Water Hag just need 3 hits to kill it, so taking that down pretty swiftly, and we have a hook. So, Tinglenator, the first one to get a little bit of bad news. So how it works, Dr. Cossack, is it checks his first equipment slot, you might say, which if he has something in his right hand, it will not check his left hand for in terms of dominating, determining if he is back row glitched or not. So if you unequip his right hand, the left hand will set it, but if you only equip to the left hand and you still have something in your right hand, it will not set the back row flag. And I don't believe there is any situation where you can lose the back row flag spoon. From all of the situations I've been through, PsyMar, no! PsyMar. Oh man, this has been a very rough start for PsyMar. Probably playing on a little bit of tilt right now. Just, yeah, it's not a nice thing, but just need to go clear your head, go and loot up pretty well, get yourself set up. Cure 2 potions will definitely cheese that fight. 1 or 2 cure potions will kill each dragon. Make sure to save, and then there you go, PsyMar. Make sure you save. I need to update everyone's hook counter. So, it looks like Hades is at least going to give us a character check and show us what the boss is. Yeah, it's definitely not over yet. PsyMar could pull out some advanced strats and stuff, but ooh, it's painful having to restart that many times. Oh yeah, I'm doing everything, Bahamut. Unless someone wants to jump in. If anyone wants to jump in and track for me, let me know. You sure, Tarasu? If so, I'll send you the link. Sure. Let me send the tracker link to Tarasu to undo some of the burden on myself. Let's see here. I need to find Tarasu somewhere. There we go. Oh yeah, you have a different name. Thanks for the ping. Thanks, Bahamut, but yeah. Anyway, we've got... Ooh, Hades might be in trouble here. You want these stonemen hit like a truck, and I guess he did not have hourglasses, and ouch. But now he knows where that chest is, so he can loot everything else. Oh, I see a curse ring and a longsword. We'll see how Inwall deals with these Stellmen, though. Yeah, there's definitely some good stuff for picking up. Tingle getting a longsword of his own on the trip up ordeals. I don't see any even in... Oh, I see an Hourglass 1 in Inwall's inventory, but I'm not 100% sure. But... Yeah, it's scary to fight the Stellmen, because they also put your characters to sleep and stuff. They are not a fun fight without Hourglasses. Tingle getting a pretty free boss, DKC in the Mylon spot. This spot has probably the lowest attack power in the game, so just going to sit through 3 attacks and take his easy win. There, PsyMar finally got through those D-Lunars and picking up his Legend Sword. Another curse ring from the Stellmen. Ooh man, that's trolly. Odin. Odin in the ruby spot. Odin is very rude. If it was me, I would be going up ordeals right now because I don't want to deal with Odin. The magic power isn't that high, and maybe if you use like your heroine robe, Rosa, to silkweb him, you might be able to do something, especially after some levels from the Mad Ogre chest, but I don't know if we've seen a Thunderclaw. But Thunderclaw, Edge, or Yong would be pretty decent in that fight. Hades... It looks like Hades does not have hourglasses, and this fight is, again, something that you just don't want to fight without hourglasses. He's doing some damage, which is nice, but... Yeah, I'm really scared for Hades here. I think this might be a little bit ambitious. Like, you're not going to be able to life glitch these ogres when they're hitting you for a lot of damage. They're missing quite a bit right now, which is nice, but you really want this EXP if you're going to dive into Odin this quickly. Meanwhile, Tinglenator cleaning up Luge in the back attack spot. Mylon Z, so We're about to find out if there's potential reward up here on Ordeals. And Inwal has hourglasses, so you're just going to see the difference in this fight right now. He's going to be able to keep everyone up, he's going to be able to life glitch. It should be a nice, easy fight. That said, Hades is doing pretty well. He's got either an Elven Bow or Mute Arrows on Rosa, so doing a pretty good chunk of damage. Avenger from Ordeals, okay. That does not help this party currently unless you want to dart it with Edge, which that would be a pretty awful thing to ask. I don't know. This could be a pretty rough seed for our runners. Odin should be doing like 800, 900 damage per Odin, if I'm thinking correctly, so it's not unsurvivable, but I just have a feeling everyone's going to come down here, take a wipe or two, and then walk out to do Ordeals, which might give Tingle an advantage because he knows this is required. Odin's slice is based on magic power Bahamut, so it's not that bad, but Ruby has a middling attack power. I'm pretty sure Odin is about 160 spell power, which is about twice what a Fire 2 is, roughly. Don't quote me on those numbers, I could be wrong. But it should be more powerful than a level 2 spell. So we have Tingle coming, and it looks like he's going to check Eblon. I just noticed there that his hovercraft was going really slow. So one thing I really suggest for people is you can use the Y button, the button that's not your menu button or anything else. Oh, Ashura here is really nice for Hades. He's got Star Bell, so you can just bounce lives and then have that Rosa with the Mute Arrows take this down pretty easily. But yeah, holding Y on your hovercraft makes it go at fast speed, so it'll make you go almost twice as fast while in the hovercraft. It's not a whole lot because you're never driving it very far, but every second counts. It looks like Tinglenator is just going to grind up some EXP. You can't fault them because of all the nasty hook seeds we've been getting recently, so I'm not upset with this play. PsyMar still trying to catch up, but got their second Rosa, so it just depends on how much everyone gets blocked by this Odin, because Odin is not the most fun boss to fight. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on, Tarasu. I mean, we've had like 70 or 80% magma key seeds in the league matches, but no, once we come over here to the Hummingway Open, 100% hook seeds every single time. Ooh, we got the HP ran out on Ashura. That's kind of unique. Now Hades, go save. Yes, go save. Oh, your race was Magma Key last night, Bahamut? I don't know, I heard of the stories of the Ogopogo and the Kenazo at Hook, and then I saw another Hook seed starting last night and right before I closed it out, so it's definitely been an adventure. Yeah, I don't really like Hades' chances right here. Maybe he's just doing this to see how much the Odin attack is going to do, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be right between the 800 and the 1000 damage mark, so I think he's going to be defeated quite quickly here. Yeah, right around the 800 to 1000 damage mark. You can technically grind up enough levels to beat this, but yes, Odin is weak to lightning all the time. The only thing is, every third time he raises his sword, he gets a few ATB ticks of vulnerability where it will instantly kill him. Unfortunately, with this party, I don't see people actually going to be able to survive that long to wait till the third Odin strike. And Hades accepting his fate and just deciding to grind up here in Upper Babel. Unfortunately, he doesn't have hourglasses, and that's really going to make it difficult to grind effectively. Yeah, Inwall deciding he's not happy with this Odin. He's just going to go back and deal with it later. You can't blame him. The real question here is, you're probably going to want Rosa alive after your Odin attacks. So how many battles are you going to have to do to get to that almost 1100 HP? And I feel like you might be grinding for quite some time here. The other trick I would suggest to people is, normally you want your slowest anchor possible in the middle, but for someone like Odin, I think you might actually want to put a Heroine Robe Rosa in the middle. Get up to about that 30 agility mark, if possible, and then throw a Silk Web on Odin, assuming you have one. And if you're able to do that, I think you could slow things down enough that your Palom could get some Lit 2s in, you could get your Edge to throw some stuff. If you had a Thunderclaw on Yong, that would be nice. Yeah, eventually Yong will be able to solo this, especially in the back row. It's just a matter of all this extra time trying to grind. Yeah, Edge with Blitz would technically be able to do it. It would be a little bit tricky to time that. Again, it's just how... I don't think they have enough Cure 3s at the moment, so they're going to want to Life Rosa between every Odin and get some heals up. Technically everything has been checked. Tinglenator is the only one who has done ordeals so far, but that was just an Avenger. Well, in a way, Odin is letting PsyMar catch up to Rasu, but the problem is PsyMar has to go through Odin as well, and it just depends on if PsyMar can find some way of getting through that boss much faster. And honestly, when you're behind, if you're trying to take those gambles to get ahead, it's just going to put you further behind when there's a big roadblock kicking your butt. But it looks like Tinglenator has finished his looting of Avalon Castle. Uh-oh. Bombs are exploding on PsyMar's screen. I hope he has enough HP to get through this. Again, this is why you love hourglasses. Hourglasses are literally the best thing ever. Yeah, Hourglass is just super OP. That would be speeding up Hades' grind a ton if he had just spent 20,000 on Hourglass ones. I know that Nwal has a stack of them, so they were definitely for sale somewhere. Oh yeah, no problem for the restream, guys. I kind of wanted to practice getting everything set up and my commentary a little bit anyway, so... plus, with all these awesome hook seeds. I mean, this is top quality entertainment right here, right? PsyMar getting their Sand Ruby, they're going to be getting their Edge before long, so that's really nice. Hades is going to try this Odin again. I just don't know if they have enough to get through this yet. Maybe if they had some Thunderclaws and could get some Zerks up, you could get the damage done, but I think right now this Odin is just hitting too hard. It also looks like Tinglenator might have just seen the Odin and is deciding, no, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm going to go and find those Stellmen. He's got some nice equipment on his Yong, but... And Hades taking another wipe. This Odin is not going to play nice. Yeah, I've definitely seen Tingle and now Nwal have both been doing Avalon Castle trying to prep for this, but so far I haven't seen anything so brokenly overpowered that it would be able to help them through this fight. No, don't sell the Avenger! No! Sell anything else! Honestly, I would have kept the Avenger there because worst case scenario, you can have Edge dart that for 3,000 or 4,000 damage. And it's just such a broken item if you manage to get a Seesaw or a Cane. I do see a Murasame on Nwal's side. Murasame is nice, but it does have the slight disadvantage of it having a speed penalty. So it might be a weapon that you would want to start with the battle unequipped and then switch to it during battle so you don't have to deal with having the decreased speed at the start of the battle. Hades trying the Odin again. I'm not sure if he knows that this spot has about 25,000 HP, so he's not really close to killing this Odin. He might be doing half of its HP and damage, but I feel like this might be a major wall for most of our runners who aren't extremely knowledgeable about this location. I know that I've had Tellas with lit 3s carry me through this spot quite handily before, but without the extra damage from some sort of lit source or just some sort of higher damage, you don't see this going very well. That is a very good question, Spoon. I think most of us like using the power ability, because I'm not 100% sure if it's double or quad damage. I'd have to double check the algorithms guide, but usually it's better to hit with twice as much attack power than it is to hit twice, just because it will negate more of the enemy's defense. Not that many enemies have a decent defense stat. Hades doing a pretty decent job on this Odin, but I just don't think that he has enough oomph to get through this fight. Nope. Oh, his edge survived. And here's another point. Earlier we saw Hades try to back row glitch his edge, but he accidentally put the boomerang on his wrong hand, so he's actually doing half damage here right now. He could be hitting for probably 1,000 damage each. Oh, he still manages to get through the fight though. That is huge for Hades, because now his competitors are really going to have a... They're still in trying to grind mode, but yeah, this is big for Hades. But yeah, that's the power of turning down your battle speed. I assume that Dead Rosa has a curse ring on because of how quick Edge was taking attacks. But yeah. Meanwhile, nwalme coming back, his Edge and his Young have a little bit more HP, so he has a couple more levels. And you can just see his Edge is doing a little bit more than twice as much damage, so it would have definitely helped if Hades has actually pulled off the back row glitch, but I mean, he hasn't gotten hard punished for it yet, so that's good for him. I also just saw a lit bolt on Tinglenator's side. That might be a good item for Yang to use, because with his 1200 HP, normally lit bolt does half of your HP and damage, but because Odin is extra weak to lightning, that causes it to be 4 times as much damage. So you're going to be getting a very nice 2400 damage out of that. Did we get a job dwarf check? I did not see the job dwarf get checked. Meanwhile, we have nwalme adjusting his battle speed to give another go at the Odin fight, and then Tingle taking down this Ashura. I don't think he'll have too much trouble. But Spoon, yeah, I guess we do need a spot in the UI for Dwarf's job. Maybe we should also put a place for the music once we know it, but then that would ruin a little bit of the surprise when someone goes in for a second go. I know some people join the stream late, so... It's going to be really interesting to see what Hades does right now, because he has access to a lot more shops. It looks like he might be doing a little bit of siren grinding. He just landed where you would normally stop to fight some gold dragons. I haven't checked, but hopefully he has either coffins or he picked up some hourglasses. Otherwise, this could be a little bit tricky. I'm looking, and I saw one hourglass 2 in his inventory. Okay, he's just going for Quake. Okay. Quake, pretty powerful spell, should one-shot. Yeah, easy one-shot. It's not the most efficient grind, but it will get the job done. It's really nice to get a few levels before taking on some of these underground bosses if you're not sure of how much damage you can do. Nwalme deciding to grind up a little bit more before taking on that Odin. Tinglenator did not save before his Odin fight, so he has to refight Ashura. That's slightly annoying on his side. Tips and tricks, guys. If Odin kicked your butt at Ruby spot, make sure to save. Did PsyMar just reset out of the DKC fight? Maybe he didn't have any HP on his characters. But Hades deciding to go into Dwarf and get another character and take out a couple of the easier bosses in the underworld. Finds the Dark Imps. This is a pretty easy fight. As I mentioned, he has an Hourglass 2 in his inventory. He could use that to cheese it. I'm really concerned that he doesn't have more Hourglasses, though. We've definitely seen Hourglass 1s, and I'm not 100% sure where they were. But as the seed plays out, that might be another huge factor. Getting the swoon proc from Edge, that's kind of nice. It does look like Tinglenator remembered to save this time, while nwalme decides to keep on grinding. And PsyMar going through the Luge fight, going to eventually catch up with everyone else. Just a rough start, but I'm sure they'll be able to rebound if they can get through that Odin spot without too much trouble. Mega Sisters in the Golbez spot, that's pretty easy, and we get another Palom joining our team. Looks like Hades doesn't want them, and I can't really fault that. You got two really good white mages, and you got two really good physical attackers. You don't need a second Palom. Tinglenator having two members survive the initial Odin, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be enough. Just noting how quickly Odin was attacking there, I don't think he has a curse ring on his Palom, which we've definitely seen a lot of curse rings. Maybe he didn't get the curse rings because there were two in Eblan Castle, or Eblan Cave. He might have skipped looting those. Swap Palom and Edge. I'd have to see where he has his... Hey Dobie, yeah, we've got Odin, no Edward. But yeah, Hades, he decided that he was going to do the hook. He didn't want any of that Odin, he didn't want any of Ordeals, he didn't want any of anything else. He said, I'm going to beat this Odin. He just grinded up and he took down Odin. PsyMar has had a little bit of difficulty in starting. He wiped twice to the D-Lunars and Antlion, and he forgot to save both times, so he had, I think, about a 17-minute deficit right at the beginning of the siege just because of how his... just forgetting to save. That would certainly be quite a bit of metagaming there, Shadow, but I mean, he has the arrows on the right hand for Rosa. Again, the only thing he messed up is he accidentally put the boomerang on the left hand when he had something in his right hand, and it's just something that eventually someone has to tell you that Edge does not get back row glitched when you don't put the boomerang on the right hand. PsyMar getting their Avenger Sword. Going to see that they have to do Baron in. Meanwhile, Inwal and Tingle continuing to try to take down this roadblock that is Odin. I'm seeing some really good damage out of Inwal, and honestly out of Tinglenator too. It's just, is it going to be enough? Grimwire Mist is not helping your cause that much. I would also like to see Tinglenator use that Lip Bolt we saw him got with his Yong for the 2600-ish damage, but we do see Inwal getting through that Odin, so about to join Hades in the underground. And I see Tingle has set up blinks on his Edge and his Yong, so he's definitely committing to this strat. It's going to be hoping that Edge and Yong survive the Odin and then taking him down. Which I think he's got a good chance. Another free fight for Hades, where he does not have hourglasses. Hades, you need to shop more. It's gonna be okay. This fight, he should be able to take out the guards with just a few attacks. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can take out this fight. Palom could probably just cast Quake and instantly end the fight. Question mark, question mark. And Tingle also getting through, so all of our runners, except for PsyMar, being able to get through that Odin. Uh-oh, does PsyMar not know about the Baron Inn? PsyMar, you don't have the Twin Harp. You can't go there. I'm assuming... PsyMar is looking for something, but I don't know if he knows what he's looking for yet. Does he not know how to get to the Twin Heart or the Magnus Cave? That could be slightly problematic if he doesn't know how to get there. Tingle looks to be going straight up the tower, as is nwalme. I guess there's been a little bit too much value so far. And PsyMar is going to show us what happens when you go to visit the Dark Elf without the Twin Harp. Thankfully they're saving, so yeah, this is not going to end well for him. No, you don't have the Twin Harp. You don't have the Twin Harp. PsyMar, you don't have the Twin Harp. Please don't do this to yourself. But you can just see the difference here. nwalme has shop for coffins and hourglasses, or at least coffins. I know that he has hourglasses too, but just having those extra J items has already almost caught him up to Hades as far as this fight goes. And we get the pan from the top of tower. Legend was in Antlion Cave, and then we had Sand Ruby at Fabul, and then Hook at Baron Inn. Yeah, I'm not sure if Hades has played around too much with the J items. They're extremely broken, and you should take every chance you can to buy them. Okay, Ogopogo. This could be a surprise for some of our runners, but better than the Wyvern that would have quite possibly caused all of our runners to have to take a reset. So right now, Hades has a slight advantage on everyone in that he's done Dwarf Castle, but otherwise things are pretty even. I think PsyMar doesn't realize they haven't done Baron Inn, which is quite unfortunate, but sometimes that's the way things go. I wonder if we lost Tarasu, because I don't see the pan getting marked for people. Let me hurry up and mark it. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, I had a ping saying that they would be back in a minute, so it's fine. And the Earth Crystal. Okay. So, lots of key items being handed out in the tower. Conceivably, the tower might get everyone up to 10 key items just like that. But going to do the Sheila turn in. We'll see. I'm pretty sure our runners are going to be happy with whatever Sheila gives them, since they're going to get 3 key items for the price of doing nothing. Give Tingle his Earth Crystal too. Crystal Ring. That's pretty good. Crystal Rings, among other things, give you half damage from dragons, and they also give you immunity to several status effects, and even more importantly, give you +5 agility. So, and they've got a absurd amount of defense on them. I think it's 20 defense, which for reference, I think the crystal armor gives you 28 defense. So crazy high defense value. I guess Hades is going to check the bosses and also check the free key item down here. Before going up and seeing what his pan has for him. I missed what he got. I looked away for a second. We'll see it again in just a minute, though. Ooh, Bacchus for sale. Finally, Hades doing some stuff. Some looting. Okay, Twin Harp. Perfect. We'll see if anyone is brave enough to do music tonight. Give the fans what they want. But Bacchus and Cure 3s, this is a really nice shop. Man, everyone's making the same place. This is quite interesting. Literally the only difference right now is the fact that Hades has done Dwarf Castle, so he has a slight information lead on everyone, but it wasn't a particularly important key item for him. In fact, it wasn't a key item. Ooh, that is Vanilla Leviathan and Yong in the Ashura spot. That Yong isn't that bad, but if you have a Cecil, you can come back later and clean it up for pretty much no cost. And the Leviathan in its vanilla spot's not that bad. But again, you've got the pan turn in. There's no reason to get caught up here trying to fight your way through some high HP bosses. Inwall looks like he's debating it. One step. 2 steps. It's going for the Yong. Shows how it's done in wall. I don't think he put on the crystal ring though, which... Oh, he's put on the crystal ring. Yeah, this Yong does a decent amount of damage, but nothing too bad. We've got the pass and an Excal for Hades, so we are getting closer and closer to go mode. In fact, I would actually, if I didn't want to do the Fang March bosses right now, I would go up that Tower of Zot, go get me a potential Cecil, and Excal Cecil and a key item check. That's not a bad deal. There's obviously no guarantee that Cecil will be up here, but Hades may be deciding Twin Harp, so we're going to get music. One of the advantages of doing Twin Harp first is the Earth Crystal spawns you at Baron, so it's less of a walk if you decide to do Twin Harp first and then Earth Crystal. And Twin Harp is probably the slightly faster check. They're probably about the same time, it's just that you don't have to fight 2 bosses, but you're probably leveled up enough that it's not a problem. Nwalme gets through that Yong, no problem. Gets a Baron key. Yeah, maybe he has exits items. I think I saw him exit out of the Fey March bosses. Personally, I would do everything in my power to get a Crystal or a Cecil right now. But I can't blame anyone for giving us music either, so I'll take the music and just be happy that I got something. Well, there was a curse ring in Eblon Cave. Then there was a curse ring in the Stelman trap chest right next to it. There's been a lot of curse rings this seed. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet for a minute now while we listen to the harp music. This is the duel in Final Fantasy IX. And a Valvalis. This is fine. This Valvalis has nothing on this Edge and Yong. Or that Rosa with the heroin robe. Yeah, they grinded a little bit on eggs, so this Valvalis is about to say goodnight. There was not value at Twin Harp tonight. So Inwal taking that Baron key, he probably remembered that we had a demist setting in Baron, so going to get value out of this Baron key. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Hades is at 8 key items, so just looking for a little bit more to get to that 10 key item advantage. Anyone getting the... If either Hades or Inwal find the Adamant, they would be at 10 key items ready to grind and fight Zeromus right here, right now. So things are on the very close to go mode side for everyone. I'm actually kind of curious where PsyMar is right now. I think they're in Zot right now. Yeah, Hades is about to fight the same fight, but unfortunately for PsyMar, you can't actually get any characters or key items from fighting this fight. I really think they've just forgotten that they can do Baron N right now, so they're kind of confused. They don't know what they're supposed to do, and that's slightly costing them here. Inwal finds our first Cecil of the Seed, and has not done Ordeals yet, but doing Ordeals to get that X-Cal Cecil, and he doesn't know it yet, but an Avenger as well. A Avenger Glitch Cecil with an X-Cal is going to do lots of work in the Zeromus fight, in any of the moon fights if you have to do the moon. And PsyMar having to take a Walk of Shame out of the tower. Tingle going to give us our second look at music tonight. And a Protect Ring for Inwal. So no value yet, but can turn in that Demis, can do that Odin check. Can do Ordeals and get your Paladin Cecil. These are all correct plays. Another Rosa, another Edge for Hades. So probably not what he was looking for. I don't think he has enough weapons to make a second Edge work. But we'll have to see how things go. He does get a black belt for his Yongdo, so not too bad. Kainazo in the Val spot, not going to be that difficult. Oh, I should switch over for more music from Tinglenator. Just give me a second, guys. Hades finishing up his battle and getting a Luca key. Yeah, this is a nice song. Oh, PsyMar finding Rose's mom and being told you have to fight the Baron guards. Meanwhile, Hades just diving straight into that Luca key. He doesn't want the Feymarch bosses to have anything. Nwalme is getting his Cecil. And Tingle about to find out that he did all of this work just for a magma key. So we're at an interesting point here. We've got the Odin boss, we have the Demas turn-in, and we have Luca and also Vanilla Leviathan left. So only 4 spots left in for progression right at the moment. And actually out of progression items, package is not a progression item. So now we're only down to 3 spots. We need the Darkness Crystal. The Rat Tail can have progression for us. Or the Adamant is on the moon. So we're running out of spots very quickly. At max 4 more checks here on the Earth. And then Darkness may be required for all of our runners. Which one of those checks have to be Darkness anyway, so odds are really starting to shift towards a Moon Seed. But Hades doing a little bit of grinding. He has nothing left on his table, so he's going to take down that Shura Yong. And then most likely going to take down the Leviathan while he's down there. I hope Nwalme remembers that he has killed Demas. Because personally I would like to turn in Demas before I do my Odin's check. But I don't know. He got that Cecil. He got yeah, I just don't know. I think he might be a little bit distracted here. And it's Wyvern. The good news is his Cecil is a pretty good anchor right now. He only has 13 agility, so this fight is definitely possible with a lower battle speed, and if he puts a curse string on, this fight is absolutely trivial. It's just, does he know that he can do that? And he says, no, I'm going to go do Tower of Zop. Or at the very least, he's going to go and do music. Did PsyMar finish Baron? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying 100% of attention. I think I saw that he got the hook though. Let me add that to the tracker. But I think this is probably a little bit of tilt and a little bit of just inexperienced with the randomizer for PsyMar right now. I mean, you wiped twice early, you've spent all this time trying to figure out where to go next, and you didn't remember Baron in. It's unfortunate, it happens to everyone. Eventually, you'll just get familiar enough with the randomizer where it's not a problem. Yeah, if Wyvern blocks darkness, that could very well be a big equalizer in the seed again. Tinglenator doing his menuing and beat to the music, that's pretty nice. We're going to quickly switch over to Hades music to hear the harp song real quick. But he does not have his game audio on, he must be using the -mute option. So we're going to switch back as soon as the harp song is done. Meanwhile, we have Tinglenator going through Luca Cave, going to find that package and be pretty disappointed. Hades is going to try this Leviathan. Again, it's vanilla Leviathan, it's not too much of a problem. Meanwhile, nwalme has finished his harp music, so since he doesn't have sound on, we're going to switch back probably to Hades because I have a slight feeling that he is probably in the lead right now. Tingle, I would highly suggest you reset out of this fight. You don't want to fight the gauntlet in this super fast spot for a package. Or maybe you do. Most people would not be taking this fight here. The package is not that useful of a key item with the current party you have. It doesn't... Does it get him to 10 key items? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It does give him 10 key items, so maybe that's what he's doing here. The EXP here in itself is not spectacular, but I can see the appeal of doing... getting the 10th key item. I just don't think it's necessary. Inwal heading up Sot. He still hasn't turned in the Demas as far as I'm aware, so I'm really curious if he accidentally forgot to turn that in. Meanwhile, we find a Dragoon Spear for Hades, so as far as I know, it's either Demas, who is in Baron, or Wyvern, who is in Odin spot. So this is 50-50 required Wyvern at the minute. And since this is a HOpen seed... No, Demas still not turned in. Yeah. I have a slight feeling that that Wyvern is going to be required. Hey, Accident. Thanks for the host. How did your race go? Oh wait, your race was last night. Never mind. My bad. So, mostly we have people retracing steps here. PsyMar still trying to deal with their rough early start. They're trying to probably find out how to get to all the treasure chests. It can be confusing going through these caves if you've not done it a few times before. Every bit as fun as yours last night. So far, it's been decent. We had a pretty decent, easy start because we had an edge, but we still ended up with a hook seed with Odin in the ruby spot, which cost our runners a bit of time. PsyMar unfortunately wiped twice very early in the seed and forgot to save, which has put them quite a bit further behind than anyone else. But it's coming down to either a Demas turn in for the Darkness Crystal or a Wyvern kill at Odin spot for the Darkness Crystal. Those, as far as I know, are the only two spots left in the game that we've not checked yet. And yeah, it does seem like Tingle was doing the gauntlet fight just for the package so that he would have 10 key items. Sheila 2 was an Excal. Sheila 1 was a pass. I don't know if Tingle turned in the pan yet. I don't remember seeing him do it. I'll check his inventory to see if I see the pass. Oh, I forgot to change it so that the layout says that Hades music is being used. My bad. If I remember right, this is just a protect ring, so nothing too special. And Inwal getting his Luca key, going to probably check that. I wish he would remember that he has Demas to turn in, but it's not likely at the moment. Maybe Hades will answer the question we all want to know. Hades thinking about it? Hades is going to give us our demist check. Now we're going to know is progress at Wyvern or not. Darkness Crystal is at demist. So this becomes very, very interesting because there is a pretty high chance that progression is on the moon. But the adamant could still be here behind this wyvern. This is just a difficult spot to be in for Nwal, because if he does not remember that demist turn in, he could really lose a lot of time here. He's been pretty close to Hades all this time, but if he just suicides into this wyvern over and over and over again and doesn't get payoff, that could be really bad for him. It looks like he turned down his battle speed, probably set everything up, but this is going to decide the race, right? This very well could decide the race. If this is an adamant, Hades is probably going to get baited by the moon. But on the other hand, if this isn't adamant, then Nwal has to go and check the Leviathan spot for the Dragoon Spear. And then he's going to be like, wait, I've checked everything. Oh, he also has to check the Luca key. But he checks the Luca key, he checks Leviathan spot, and then he's like, oh man, where in the world is my Darkness Crystal? I've checked everything. And then he might even go Demist hunting and check every spot, and then realize he already killed Demist. I hope that doesn't happen, but oh man, I would feel really bad if Nwal just forgot that he killed Demist, and that's how you're supposed to beat the seed. You're not supposed to be fighting Wyvern or anything. But he gets through it, very nicely done. And it's a Drain Spear, so that's what the game thinks about you killing Wyvern. It's like, we're gonna give you true value. Learning that you cannot exit in Barren Castle. So this honestly might... Come on, Nwal. Go check the Darkness Crystal. Don't go for the Luca Key and the Leviathan bait. We know it's on the moon. All you have to do is go check that Demist you killed 30 minutes ago. Hades getting his Avenger and his Paladin Cecil, so he ought to be pretty happy. Although, if I'm being... I mean, you never know if the Adamant's up here, so it's not a bad check, but I'm kind of curious if it's actually worth the time if you're gambling that Demist is not here to go and check all of this. We will know for certain if Nwal doesn't remember Demist kill, if he actually goes all the way down here and actually checks for the gauntlet. Because he should have 10 key items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he has 10 key items. So he has no reason to take that package and check for demist. But if he does check for demist, and then resets out when he sees the gauntlet, we know he has 100% forgotten. Meanwhile, Tingle has beat his Feymarch bosses. He is geared up and ready to go. He's going to be a little bit behind Hades, but going to get his Protect Ring, and when he remembers to turn it in, his Darkness Crystal from the Demus kill at the bygone spot. Yeah, I mean, especially when you do it right after getting a Cecil and all you have on your mind is Excal Cecil, Excal Cecil, Excal Cecil. Okay, Nwalme did reset out of that package. I think he just remembered. There you go, Nwalme. There's your Darkness Crystal. I still don't think he's done Leviathan. But if Hades is going to spend a lot of time here trying to take out this Wyvern, he could just skip that Leviathan and go straight to the moon and potentially get a lead here. But it looks like he is going to go get the Leviathan check before he finishes things up. Or he's going to go shopping. Has he not done Dwarf Castle yet? I thought he might not have done Dwarf Castle or Leviathan yet, so... Unfortunately, this is not the answer, but he doesn't know that yet. Yeah, Luca is out here, so he hasn't done it. So Hades wasting a little bit of his advantage trying to take down this Wyvern. I'm sure when he finally does get it, he's going to be so ecstatic for having gotten a Drain Spear. I actually haven't been looking at Hades' setup to see what he's trying to pull off here. But this is giving Tingle plenty of time to catch up. I really should check Tingle's inventory to see if he has the pass. I don't know if he turned in the pan or not. If anyone sees Tingle in his inventory and you see either a pass or a pan, please let me know. It looks like Hades is going to get his Star Bells off. And all he has to do is toss a couple life potions and then berserk his Rosas. I know that he has Arty arrows. That's not as much damage as I would like to see though. But he's got a pretty low battle speed here. I just hope that he remembers to zerk his Rosa before he runs out of arrows, because losing your Arty arrows here is not a good thing. Oh, did he switch to Charm arrows? He might not even have the Arty arrows. That was... I know that people picked them up in Eblon Cave, but I'm not sure if Hades in particular picked them up. Nwalme finding New Palom, and no, I don't want a New Palom. Tingle about to find his Wyvern, and we'll see if he decides to commit to this fight or if he decides to check demist and then just go straight to the moon. Hades is through the fight, and he is about to find his Strain Spear. PsyMar is... Unfortunately for PsyMar, he's not really in contention for this race anymore. There's just too many things left to do, so... probably when everyone else finishes, we'll give him a raid if he doesn't forfeit. But I'm sure that just was a bad race. Maybe learn a little bit more about the rando and then you're going to be doing just fine. Yeah, it happens to everyone. And I definitely noticed that there were just a few instances, like forgetting to save early, forgetting that Baron Inn was an option and going up Zot and stuff, not knowing exactly where all the chests and stuff were. Like early I saw him going to Eblon Castle and he couldn't remember how to get to all of the hidden chests. It's a lot of stuff to learn for the randomizer. But I think he might actually have a really good time coming back and rewatching this and seeing what his opponents did. Maybe getting a little bit more familiar with where you're supposed to go and seeing the different strategies being used. Because we've got side by side Hades and Inwal summoning their lunar wells. They've been playing at a pretty good level. They both showed that they knew what to do about that Odin. Odin is not a fun fight to deal with. So, and even Tingle was right there with Inwal the entire time. He's just a little bit behind the other two right now, and could very well still win this race with a little bit of luck in choosing his key item checks. In fact, Tingle might actually be a little bit closer than it looks because he actually spent some time doing a 10 key item egg grind, so he might have a level advantage on the other people. We see silk webs for sale. Definitely want to get some of those. And we find another edge, so I think this is a 3 edge and 3 Rosa seed. Just coming out in force today. At least 3 edges. I don't think we've seen we definitely have not seen the package or the giant character, so. I'm kind of curious. Maybe PsyMar decided to take a quick restroom break. I'm not sure. I see the animation playing and I don't see a forfeit, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But, I mean, it's an hour 45 minutes in, so I could understand needing to take a quick break. So, Tingle is going all out. He says, give me my value in Cave Bahamut. Inwal is diving. I don't think he checked the Hummingway shop, so You're in the Hummingway Open. You need to check the Hummingway shop. You should know this, guys. Get your silk webs. But Tingle could very well pull ahead here if there is value in Cave Bahamut tonight. Always value in Cave Bahamut. Yeah. That sounds something... That sounds like something someone named Bahamut would say. What is the value guarded by, though? Oh, it's free value, so... Free value at Bahamut. Nwalme taking the mathematical play and just going for the D-Lunar spot. Dark Elf is not particularly nasty here. The magic is not that high, and level 2 spells is not going to do a lot of damage to a high level party anyway. But no, the entranceway is specifically sealed if you take the pass to Zeromus. But Nwalme showing that there is a slight weakness to the Dark Elf. The fact that he is, in fact, not a boss. So, going to get Hourglassed. This fight's over. And we have the rat tail for Tingle. So, value is still here. So, what most of us would do, and I'm assuming Tingle might do this too, is drop a save up here and then take the Lunar Well back. Tingle. So, just something for future reference. You know that it's either the adamant down here at the tail, or that it's nothing. So, drop a save, go down here and check, and if it's nothing, you can just reset and save yourself an extra 70-ish seconds before trying to go back up the other way. I suppose so, but... I am not sure, but it obviously was not the adamant. And so I'm not sure. I looked away. Did anyone look at Nwalme while he was checking the D-Lunar chest? And we have a spoon. No value in Cave Bahamut tonight. Pinktail and lightsaber. So, the spoon is nice. It's not the worst thing you could get. It's going to be a nice quad 9 on Zeromus or any lunar boss that you choose. The question is, do you continue to gamble and go to the Pale Dim spot? Or do you dive down and you go for the value at the bottom? But yeah, this could be any one of these three runners' race to win right now. Power Robe for Nwalme. So we've only got 3 checks left in the game. We've got the Pale Dim slot, we've got Ogopogo slot, and we have give me a second. Wyvern spot. Would I reset out of getting a spoon? I would probably reset out of getting a spoon flurry, because I've got an X-Cal Cecil, or actually I don't know if Tingle has an X-Cal Cecil. If I had the X-Cal Cecil, then yeah, I would definitely take it. Or I definitely would not take it. But if I didn't have the X-Cal Cecil, then maybe I would consider it. But no, Tingle going all the way down. He says, I want the mathematically best decision. I don't want that Palladium slot. And we find CPU at Ogopogo. Speaking of things that a spoon would help with, would definitely speed up this Ogopogo fight. But I don't think nwalme is going to have that much trouble with this. He's going to slap it a few times to get down the defender and just going to grind it out. Pretty standard way of taking down this boss. Did he just cast... What did he just cast on? Oh, he cast slow. I don't know if you need to cast slow on the attacker here. It's not really helping you out that much. Oh boy. Tingle came all the way down here to save, but he's heading back up to do some Ryu grinding. Looking at Tingle's levels, I mean, he's almost a nuke on Palom, so I can definitely see this, but I think it might be slightly better just to get the EXP from the bosses you're about to kill, because basically any EXP after this King Ryu fight is just extra. It's not needed at all. Also, did Hades turn randoms and encounters on? That Ryu looks not in the right spot for a double Ryu fight. Okay. I mean, random encounters are okay, but we had sirens in the seed. Sirens are almost always the better option. I'm honestly not sure why they were on, but anyway, he just turned them off, so I guess he's done with them for whatever he was using them for. Yeah, Hades has definitely skipped a few shops this seed, which would have probably helped him out just a little bit. I mean, he took a wipe to at least one fight because he didn't have hourglasses. I don't know, like, you're spending just a couple minutes to maybe get all the items you need, but they can save so much time. And we get a Bahamut on nwalme's screen, so we know that it's either Wyvern or Palladium. Is he going for float strats? I wasn't paying attention. It looks like he's going for float strats, so we'll see if this works out. It's about a 50-50. In reality, it feels more like 1 out of 4. I've had horrible luck with float hitting the attacker, and just like my luck, Hades does not have good luck either. So, unfortunately, because that missed, he's going to have to take out the CPU the old-fashioned way. The ideal behind Float Strat Spoon is that you reflect float onto the attacker, and then Quake cannot hit it. So then you can spam Quake and kill the CPU. So it's a pretty nice strat when it works. Unfortunately, as I said, for some reason, I've just never had good luck trying it. Like, every single time I try it, the game says no. Meanwhile, we get Peldim in the D-Lunar spot. I just saw an Hourglass queued up, and Hourglass does not hit Peldim. This is a different color Dark Elf, but it's definitely not the same boss. Yeah, as Tarasu says, it feels like it never works. I've definitely tried it 4 times in a row, and it's like, why have you failed 4 times in a row? Tingle getting his pink tail and light sword, going to be falling right behind Nwalme and Hades. He does have a slight level advantage on the other two, but I don't think it's enough to catch him up. Peldim is your hold a strat boss? Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that means, but Peldim is just annoying. It's like, all you are is a regular physical boss that's weak to dragon weapons, and in exchange you're just going to cast slow and waste my time and everyone else's time. Oh, hold A. Okay. Yeah. For the most part, that usually works. It's slightly better if you've got Quake or Nuke to set on him. He does have a few particularly nasty counters if you use elemental magic or summons. And Nwalme gets the ribbon. He's got to exit out, and it's going to be a toss-up between Peldim and Cave Bahamut. This is where it gets interesting. If he goes straight back in and fights the Peldim slot, he probably wins. If he goes and does Cave Bahamut, expecting the value, ooh man, that's gonna give... Nope, he's going in. Or he's going to restore all of his status and HP and MP. Just MP, never mind. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to commit to top down. Oh, always commit to top down? Or do you mean bottom up? But yeah, I feel like Tingle should have committed to top down. If you do Bahamut spot, you're giving people access to the underground part. You probably don't want to... Oh. Tingle says, I don't want an Ogopogo. I want a Wyvern. Yeah, if you start top down, you have to commit to it. Because you've given everyone else extra time at the bottom. Ooh, what? Sorry about that, guys. I just got a message. we find the elements boss. This is not going to be that difficult. Maybe if Ruby had time to get his Fire 3 cast off, it would be somewhat difficult, but at this point, with this powerhouse of a team, this is over. In tiny little gotcha. A lot of the elements bosses absorb holy. Yep, see you, Tarasu. I'll be there to help calm as soon as we get probably the first 3 to finish, and once everyone finishes, I'll have PsyMar be rated if he still feels like playing. So Inwal is in go mode. He's going to have a pretty decent advantage over everyone else. He cleared out these moon bosses pretty effectively, so Tingle probably would be really close to him right now. Oh, he's actually exiting out. Maybe he just says no to that CPU and manages to get ahead of Hades. Oh no, Hades! Hades! Yeah, Pelodium with the Adamant. And Inwal definitely has the pass. Tingle might have the pass. I'm not 100% sure. I have yet to be able to check his inventory to see if he ever turned in the pan. He probably has the pass. Elixirs for sale, Inwal making sure to get his crystal. So, not going to have any trouble. Yeah, it can be really hard to do Dia, but Inwal should be fine on levels. I'm not 100% sure what his anchor's at, but this team is pretty high level. Was it Cecil in the middle? I think it was a level 50 Cecil, so that's perfectly fine for anchoring. Should be an easy enough fight. We actually see reflect strats from Tingle being able to skip the second half, so Tingle going to get their Adamant, pulling ahead of Hades. But Inwal has a pretty good 3, maybe 4 minute lead if Tingle has the pass. We'll be able to see in just a minute. So as long as he finishes this fight in one go, I think he probably has it. Yeah, he's got a pretty beefy Cecil in the middle. So not the perfect anchor, but more than fine enough. Anything over 28 is fine until you're getting up to the 40s. Like 40, 41 would be pretty bad, but this is going to be a pretty elementary fight. Going to Avenger Glitch Cecil. If he wants to, he could actually dart that X-Cow, which would be kind of funny. He did not get Silk Webs, so casting slow, so going to nerf the first Big Bang pretty nicely. Tingle getting his crystal. Yup, even going out of his way to dart the Exhale, so lots of damage. This Zeromus shouldn't be a problem at all. He's had a good start to this fight. All he has to do now is Cirque Edge and then maybe throw out one more Cure 4. If he wants to get fancy, he can reflect some whites, but not required at all. And Tingle seems to think he has the pass, so let's double check. Yeah, so he did turn in the pan earlier. So yeah, this is probably Nwalme and Tingle. It took Hades quite a while to get through that CPU. CPU is just one of those super slow fights in the wrong spot. Oh, I should have switched the audio. My bad, guys. Let me hurry up and do that. Or wait, I don't have Nwalme's audio, so we'll switch it over to Tingle's audio. Yeah. It happens. Sometimes it's a slow fight for go mode, and sometimes it's a slow fight and you get nothing. Rando's gonna rando. But... oh, I also forgot to check off the adamant for Tingle, my bad. Now, a little bit different party composition for Tingle here. If he wants to, he could set up I wonder if that slow is going to go off fast enough, but we see rocks falling for Nwalme, so everyone get your GGs out for Nwalme. Did someone queue up Meteo against Odin? So that is a first place finish with an official time of, let me see here. Oh boy, I'm gonna have trouble finding out how to do the timer now. First place. Where's my timer? Oh, there it is. Official time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 37 seconds. I would probably go straight reflect strats if I have to be honest. Like, I would do some initial damage. This might be an actual time to use a Unihorn, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, then yeah, I would be at least throwing nukes with Palom. Like, there's not really a reason not to. But I mean, Edge and Yang are doing plenty of damage, so there's not really a concern for this fight. It looks like he just had the phase shift, so it's elementary at this point. Oh, and it's also 7 seconds, not 37 seconds. Oops. But yeah, Tingle is playing this super safe, making sure not to kill himself by missing a Starvel or something, so all he has to do is re-zerk his party after this Big Bang, and it's GG. Hades about to be in go mode. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Do you guys want me to try to get an in-wall for an interview? Actually, yeah. Let's go ahead and try that. GG's to Tingle. They have finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Okay.
2:13. Where is it? I think I said 12, but it's close enough. And we just got the crystal and atom. So let me go and jump into this room, and we'll have an interview with nwalme and Tingle.
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic muted.
Hey guys.
Good race. I'm so glad I didn't stop the shop.
So who's restreaming? Simbu?
Yeah, it was me.
Looks like it.
So, what did you guys think of that race? We'll start with nwalme since you finished first. nwalme? Oh, I am sorry, I forgot that I had push to talk on.
I kind of guessed that's what was going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. So, nwalme, since you finished first, I'll let you take on the question first. What did you think of that race?
I couldn't have done much more.
Understatement.
Yeah, I think Tingle was the only person so far who's done Cave Bahamut, and thus the rat tail behind it, but I think he skipped out on the CPU at Ogopogo, so pretty much almost full clears for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that that was laid out, it kind of begged for it the whole time. I really was thinking of better pathing, and I mean, I guess top down on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to choose a better path in that situation, but the sea did pretty much rabbit hole everyone. There was a little bit of variance in the beginning, especially with that Odin and Ruby spot, which gave people some trouble. The only interesting thing that came out of that, though, was that Hades actually stayed there instead of leaving and grinded up and was able to get through it about 10 minutes before everyone else.
Oh, wow.
But then he had to go back and do ordeals in a bunch of other places later, so he got that momentary lead but wasn't able to hold on to it.
Yeah, that sounds about my path. Yeah, I ground out there on random encounters and then just took it down, and then, yeah, I did ordeals way.
Yeah. We were actually kind of worried about you, Inwal, because you had the D-Mist and you didn't turn it in, and you didn't turn it in, and you didn't.
I had my camera on, and I looked at my camera, and I may have said some words that can't be said on stream.
It's actually funny because you can see me coming out of Odin in Baron and being like, what did I miss doing? Because I look at my tracker twice and I'm like, oh, D-Mist, right.
Yeah. It was definitely entertaining because we were all like, when is he going to check D-Mist? But
Yeah, I can't remember what was there. It wasn't anything
It was darkness.
spectacular, was it? Oh,
D-Mist
was
had
it?
Darkness Crystal.
yeah,
I still had 3 more checks on Earth. I don't know. I don't even remember.
yeah, I mean, I was hypothesizing that you saw the Dark Knight Cecil and you went to Ordeals and you were like, oh, you got Xcot Cecil. You forgot about that D-Mist. You are all for that Cecil.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about it. I think I went underground, and I realized it as I was coming out of Luca.
Yeah,
After I saw Luca, I was like, oh yeah, D-Mist, I have that. Let's do that.
yeah. But yeah, very well done. I mean, Odin is not a nice boss to find at the Ruby spot, and everyone handled it fairly well. Everyone had to grind a little bit just because that, just a little bit not enough DPS. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone found a Thunderclaw or anything, so that was a little bit of a time set back, but otherwise you both did very well. Did you have anything in particular about the sea, Tingle?
I tried to use logic when clearing the moon, and clearly that was the wrong decision. Normally I do top-bottom, and this time I was like, you know what? 2 shots at key items at D-Looter. I'll do D-Looter first and go that way. Never again.
I mean, it was a big toss-up. I mean, anyone could have won that. One of the things that you might consider in a future race is if you take the time to do Bahamut, you're giving everyone who decided to dive a little bit earlier than you more time to clear out the bottom.
Yeah.
So
I just felt like the moment I saw King and Queen Evelyn, I was like, this is free? I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And it turned out I had a lot to lose.
And one thing, I mean, you got the spoon out of it, but I also commented that you could have left a save up on the moon so that when you went down and found
for the rat tail, as soon as I did the rat tail, I was like, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
I just have to go all the way back up. I made a lot of mechanical errors this playthrough, and it really annoys me. Like, I had to do ordeals because I really didn't want to go through Evelyn Cave, and I hoped something was there. And then Dwarf Castle, I just should have ignored.
I mean, everyone has those types of moments. I will personally say that I almost always do ordeals instead of going straight into the hook, especially when I see something nasty. So I don't fault you at all for that.
We're all just stubborn, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a matter of you both ran a really good race. And I mean, only 4 minutes between you on a 2-hour seed. That just shows how close you guys were.
Yeah, I thought I was in the lead. Then as soon as I started the Zeramis fight, Nwalme finishes instantly, and I'm like, damn it.
It's from the sounds of it. It was the check, the Bahamut check that
Yeah.
probably did you in. That's rough.
It's funny too because I've been saying for a while that there's always value in Cave Bahamut. No.
Meanwhile, we have Hades. He actually was right neck and neck with you, Inwal. You both summoned the Lunar Well at the same time, but he had a little bit of difficulty getting through the CPU fight. So just now finishing. So GG's to him.
Yeah. Good game. Back row glitches only thing that saved me on that one.
Yeah, definitely another little trick to be nice about. One thing I did notice for Hades that kind of cost him a lot is he put his boomerang on Edge's left hand, so his Edge was not back row glitched the entire game because you have to put it in his right hand. So just a little bit of unfortunate things. He played a really nice race. As I said, he got to the underground about 10 minutes before both of you, but just had a little bit of difficulties converting that to a win. PsyMar, unfortunately, it looks like they may have just forfeited.
Am I the only one who didn't bother getting Cecil?
I got him.
Everyone else got Cecil and had the Exhale and decided, oh, I'm going to turn my Dark Knight Cecil into a Paladin. So they both had to do ordeals as well.
Yeah, see, it's like, to me, the moment I saw him, I was like, I've already got Young and Edge this grinded. Do I really want to do it? And even if I did take him, I was just going to use him as an anchor and have him dead permanently.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, PsyMar. GG on your effort in that race. It was just not your day today.
Yeah, I forgot to save out of the gate and had to see that opening cutscene 3 times. And I had to go visit. I actually had to check the website to see if there was any way to get to the Tower of Zot. It turns out there was, but that wasn't where I needed to go, so I had needed to talk to Gross's mom to find out that I had missed the Baron Inn check.
Yeah.
And then I got completely stoned by Asura.
Yeah, it happens, especially when you're new to the randomizer. It's often really disorienting trying to find your way through the various key item locations, and getting wiped twice at the beginning of the seed. I imagine you were probably playing on tilt for a lot of that.
I'd say the second wipe was on tilt, because I kept thinking, right as I went into the fight, I went, oh crap, did I save? And the answer was no.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was totally tilted after that, because, I mean, what's a 17-minute handicap when I've, never actually finished the game before?
Yeah, I mean, it happens to all of us, but, I mean, you can definitely go back and rewatch this race and maybe see what your competitors did. They all did a pretty decent job at this seed, so...
Yeah, because I'm just stumped on how I was supposed to beat Asura without leveling up to learn Wall. She kept changing her face in a direction that wasn't the way she was supposed to change it.
So, I'm sure one can tell you it, but you can actually use Starvels twice on your own character. So, one to put a wall up, and then the second to reflect it onto her.
I forgot that.
Yeah, so that's how everyone was able to get through that fight. Life locking Ashura in that spot is really hard because of how fast she is, but it's just little bitty tricks like that can really help you on those difficult bosses.
Yeah, I had the Star Veils, didn't think of them. Oh boy.
Anyway, GG's to everyone on their race. Did you have any final thoughts, Inwal? I didn't get to give you a final thoughts.
No, I mean, that was just a fun seed. Racing is fun. I want to do it some more, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah. And you, PsyMar, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say I felt so vindicated when I finally took down the D-Lunars and Antlion and got the Legend Sword. It was like, okay, all those wipes weren't for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the D-Lunars are probably one of the trickier bosses if you don't know how they work, because they have so many they have a lot to them. Like, they do percent base attacks, they do regular attacks, they do breath attacks. They have a lot to their script. They're probably the most complicated boss outside of Zeromus.
Well, the one thing I knew was attack them and I'm dead to virus.
Yeah, what you can do is you can burst one of them down and then attack the second one, and he will stop using his breath script, and since he doesn't have someone to reflect on, he won't be able to use virus to kill your party members. He will not cast it on himself.
Oh.
So that's just a little neat information. The only thing that he does is he will counter every attack against him with fire, but he doesn't do anything else. He just sits there and doesn't do anything.
That would have been good to know, too. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
And you could have went and found Cure 2 potions and thrown them on him. Like, the D-Lunars are an incredibly complicated...
I think I did use a Cure 3.
Yeah, Cure 3 will instant shot one of them in that spot. I think a lot of people had big bombs that one-shot them, or maybe that was some... I know I saw someone use a big bomb.
I went to Hobbs first and grabbed the second Rosa, and then I just Cure 2 spammed them.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways to go through the fight. It's just... you have to figure out what to do.
Yeah, I probably should have gone to Hobbs. I just kept thinking, it's Antlion spot. It can't be that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like going to Antlion with two very squishy units at the start is probably not a smart idea. I decided to check Hobbs first just to see if I could win the fight and get an extra help, and it turned out it did.
Yeah, I did a little bit of item hunting and I found some J items. I just used a big bomb and just threw that one.
Yeah, but anyway, GG's to all of you. Thanks for letting me restream you, and I think I'm gonna cut the stream now. So again, thanks and have a good afternoon.
Good night, everybody.
You too, Simbu. Good job getting all the graphics up. That looks actually really nice.
Yeah, thanks, Kitty. She just sent me all of this stuff to try out. So big thanks to Kitty for all of our graphics and stuff. Overdoing herself once again.